So that's what I felt like I was breathing like when I was vaping. And before I even start this video, if vaping is getting you off of cigarettes and your long-term goal is to stop vaping, good for you. If vaping has gotten you off of whatever it is, good for you. This is for the average person that picked up vaping as a habit, got addicted to nicotine, and yeah, it's not a good habit. I'm speaking to myself, a past version of myself. I'm not giving advice to anybody. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm telling you how I stopped vaping. Yo, what's going on, YouTube? It's Lucas, aka ShotbyLucas, aka Luke Keys. I make music videos, I make videos, but this is just a complete different video. So this is how to stop vaping. And what I mean by this is, if you picked up vaping as a habit and you're not looking at vaping to get off cigarettes and then quit the vape, so this is just for the average person, right, that picked up vaping, caught a nicotine addiction, whether you think so or not. You know, you're addicted to nicotine and you're addicted to the way that it makes you feel. So this thing right here, a rubber band, this is how you're going to stop vaping. First, if you really want to stop vaping, you need to understand the triggers. You need to understand why you're vaping. Are you vaping because you're in the car and you're bored, or you're at the traffic light and you just want a quick hit? And trust me, I had every vape. I had a box vape, I had a Soaring Edge, I had a Juul, I had an Enjoy. The hardest one for me to quit was the Juul because I guess of the nicotine concentration in it. But check it out. It was Christmas Eve 2019 and my pod was empty, and I took one last hit and I just threw it on the ground and stomped on it. And what that did in my mind was, basically, I knew that I was going to label myself an absolute idiot if I had went out and bought another Juul after that. So instead, I put a rubber band on my wrist. And not only did I put a rubber band on my wrist, I put one on my right wrist and I put one on my left ankle. So I'll just do it right now for shits and giggles. I'm not going to put my leg all up on there, but yeah, there's one on my left ankle, there's one on my right wrist. Anytime I got a craving for nicotine, I just smack the shit out of your hand. So your brain is going to associate that craving with nicotine with that slap. So if you're standing up and you're craving nicotine, slap your arm, and you're also having to bend down and smack the shit out of your left ankle. This worked for me because after about a week, the cravings just went away. It was so weird because it's almost like the pain of the rubber band and the constant bending down to slap my ankle, wherever I was, I would just smack the shit out of it with that rubber band. So I guess my brain finally said, no, don't crave nicotine, because then pop, that's going to happen. So it's kind of a weird way of dealing with it, and it really did work for me, right? So I am now, I stopped vaping. I stomped on my Juul December 24th, Christmas Eve 2019. And it's May 6th, 2020, so I'm like over 4 months strong off the vape. I have no urge to vape whatsoever. And I just recently stopped smoking weed 4 days ago. I guess I'll let you know how that goes for me, but eliminating vaping from my life has... I only see positive things after I stopped vaping, right? So the scary chest pains, went away, and I remember feeling like it felt like my throat was just like pulsing sometimes, or there were like arteries or capillaries in there just pulsing the way they shouldn't be. Every time I took a hit, I would hear it was just bad. I knew I wanted to stop. So if you know you want to stop, good for you, because that's the first step. And I want to help somebody out there, just... If they want to stop vaping, you can stop vaping, I promise you. You just have to associate that craving for nicotine with that slap on the wrist, with that slap on the ankle, and it'll eventually go away because your mind is not going to want to keep feeling those slaps because you're not really hurting your skin. You're hurting, you know, your brain actually hurts. When you slap your skin, you might think, oh, my ankle hurts or my wrist hurts, but it's actually the nerves all the way to your brain that are going crazy. Like, why are you doing this? Well, it's because of the nicotine craving. So if this method worked for me, I'm not saying it'll 100% work for you, but take the first step now. And if you want to quit, set a date. You know, if you want to go out and buy your last pack of pods today, or if you want to get your juice, or, you know, your whatever, if that's what you want to do, then set a date, and or if make it today. Make it right now if you're serious. Look at your vape, throw it on the ground, stomp on it, and label yourself an idiot if you go out and buy another one. Because that's what I did, and it worked. And I moved from Maryland, shout out to Maryland, to Wyoming. And Wyoming, I'm 6,000 plus feet up. I don't want to put all these toxins in my body. You know, the air is crisp out here. And it's just crazy. I can't see myself vaping. I'm also a novice tennis player. I just picked that up too. So I want to be good on the court, you know. So it's just crazy. So I'm not judging you if you vape. I'm not saying, you know, this is going to happen. I'm not saying you're going to die. I'm not whatever. But it's not a healthy habit. Lungs are made for oxygen. You know, that's a fact. So this is just, you know, a short video on how I overcame it. So if it works for you, it works. Just remember, smack the shit out of your wrist and your ankle every time you get that craving, and it'll go away. You have to have the willpower to just not go out and buy pods, not go out and buy, maybe it's cigarettes, you know, maybe every time you want to smoke a cigarette, pop, do the same thing. But I hope this helps. I tried to keep this short and simple somewhat. For those of you that like gold, I'm rocking the 4mm, 24-inch, 14 karat. On the wrist, I got the 6mm flat curb, and then I got the Scorpio ring. You know, can't neglect the fingers, but it is what it is, guys. You know, if you want to like or comment or subscribe, I don't give a shit. You know, if you get offended over a YouTube video, if you're like, oh, that method's not gonna work, I really don't give a shit. If you're watching this video, you might want to stop, and you've already made the first step. So good for you, and I hope you guys have an awesome fucking day.